Kiwi, we're at the site of the Howard Unruh.
The shooting scene.
Or is it Unruh? Uncle Mark says it's Unruh, which in German means?
Unrest.
Unrest. Up here is where Howard Unruh had his apartment. Right up there on our right. And right down here would have been the gate that he had a problem with, which helped bring on his shooting spree, the Walk of Death.
I'm sure it isn't that same gate.
I doubt that. Back there is his back door where he was eventually arrested. And over here, Keefe, if you look in this driveway here, that's where the druggist lay after he was shot, Maurice Cohen. He actually was chased off of this roof here by Unruh, who shot at him from that window. And he must have been flying because he landed all the way out here in this driveway where Keith is standing. Now I'm going to ask Keith if he can get a shot of me standing in that driveway.
Okay.
For
it's kind of weird how you can visualize it happening right in this area.
It is weird. Keith Maurice Cohen lay right here. In fact, there's an old picture of it, and he ran from that roof, shot in the back, landed here. And hi. We're going to move on in our Walk of Death.
Okay.
And,
Want the camera?
Take that from you, yes,
Sure.
please.
Thank you.
This is the old drugstore where all this went down. Yes. We're at River Road here. And 32nd Street, right here. Out in this intersection here, I believe he shot 4 pedestrians who were at the wrong place at the wrong time. And right here, Keepy, if you get up on that step. This is where Unruh shot an insurance agent who was going into the drugstore and didn't get out of the way fast enough. And he plugged him with his German Luger handgun. And the man lay there. I believe his name was Hutton. And I'm going to ask Keefe if he would get a shot of me in front of the old drugstore, which was owned by the Cohens. It's now a shoe store. Good morning from the Kramer Hill section of Camden. Thank you, Keefe.
You're welcome.
We're going to move on. Now, across the street there, I'm not sure which building. One of these was Frank Engel's Tavern. Frank Engels actually shot Unruh in the leg. And I don't believe Unruh felt it at all. He just kept moving on. And then right here, Kiki, this open lot here, that's where the barber shop was. Where, would you mind standing in front of there for some perspective there? This is where the barber shop was, where Unruh shot the barber himself, Mr. Hoover. It was Hoover's barber shop, and he shot the little boy, the little Smith boy, who was only 6 years old. And right here was the cobbler shop. That was the cobbler shop right there, which is now a barber shop, I believe. At least it was. There's Keepy. Now Keepy, I wonder if you could get a shot of me in front of the old barber shop area here. Right here. Keith, I say to you, happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, it's focusing on the sun.
Okay, we'll focus on my big head.
Okay.
Happy
There we
Thanksgiving from River Road. Okay, Keefe, I'm going to move onward. We're going to move onward. And
there you go.
yes. As I said, Right here, Keith. This is the old cobbler shop. There's Keithy. This would have been the old cobbler shop where Unruh shot the cobbler. And over here, right here, I believe this is the old alley. Now Howard Unruh walked through that alley and was shot at by Frank Engel, who was across the street, somewhere over there. Maybe in that building was Engel's Tavern, or over there. I'm not sure. But he shot at Unruh in that alley. Unruh was shot in the leg and moved on like nothing ever happened. And right here was apartments where the little Hamilton boy stuck his head out. He was only 2 years old, and he stuck his head out the window, and Howard Unruh shot and killed him, the little Hamilton boy. And next to that, I believe, was that was the tailor shop, right? Now Unruh went into the tailor shop looking for the tailor who was on his list of proposed victims, and the tailor wasn't in, so he shot his wife. Now Keithy, I want to take a walk across the street if I could and get some perspective here. We're on a little walk of death. And what drove Howard Unruh to kill 13 people? I don't know. He was crazy. But he thought that everybody was out to get him. And he had a list of people that he was going to take out. And he killed a lot of people on that list. Alright, Keithy, we're going to cross the street here. This is the Kramer Hill section of Camden. And now I want to get some perspective of our street here. 32nd Street there. Up there on the left is Howard Unruh's apartment. On the right is the Cohens, who were the landlords. And his dogs are loud. And that building looks pretty much as it did in 1949. And there's our street over there where everything pretty much happened. Now Keith, I'm going to ask you to get a shot of me in front of this area, if you could. I'll ask you to stand out there. Get a shot of me. You can stand right there. Once again, Keith, I say to you, Happy Thanksgiving. And I thank you for that, and we're going to go on and go home.
Okay.
Okay? Come forward, young man.
Yeah.
And thank you, Keith. Let's go across the street here and get in the car. Coming this way. And that's pretty much your walk of death. He carried that out in roughly 20 minutes. Came back to his apartment to reload. And that's where a shootout ensued. Cops were shooting at him in his apartment. Tear gas and everything like that. Until they eventually forced him out. He came downstairs to that back door right there, where he surrendered without incident. They put him in a mental home. I also forgot to mention that over here, Keith, that would be the Harry home, right there, where he shot 2 people at the end of his shooting spree. He shot 2 Harrys. Hi, Harry.
Hi.
And he didn't kill them, but they were wounded. They actually survived. They would have been his last intended victims. So I believe he shot at 26 people, killing 13.
Why did he shoot at the Harrys? What was his grudge against them?
I don't know, but they lived directly behind him, as you can see. And he had some issue with them. They were probably picking on him, calling him gay or whatever. He was always picked on and bullied.
Yeah, I feel bad for the guy.
Yes, in that sense, you had to feel bad for him. and he was slightly sick to begin with, as you knew by his time in World War II, where he kept detailed records of his victims that he had killed in World War II. He fought in the Battle of the Bulge, among others. All right, you ready, Freddie? We are going to keep an eye on Thanksgiving. This is Thanksgiving 2012, November 22nd. Signing off.
Signing off.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Howard Unruh. Bye.
Bye.
All right. I believe that refers to Hurricane Sandy. This school is the, what is it, Keepy? The Harry C. Sharp. Harry C. Sharp School, built in 1921.
So
Right
that would
down
have
the
been
street.
around when Howard Unruh was doing his walk of death.
That's right. The school would have been here.
And if he kept going, then he probably would have killed some people here.
Yeah, more than likely. All right, moving on.